So anyway, we will start, and I am
right
afraid a little bit that maybe people who attended the last time and they were asked to learn 100 digits of pi, that they got discouraged, and that's why they didn't come. Aneta is here, and I can see that she's ready to perform 100 digits of pi. So it is what we have done the last time, and I think that it was a very good session, because you learned how to remember the long line digits. And I would like you, before we start with the new topic and the new technique, I would like you to just to demonstrate that you have mastered it. So I told you that I will not ask you to perform the entire line of 100 digits of pi, but I will ask you just one line each. So who is ready for the first 20 digits? Aneta? Yeah.
Yes, I can start.
Yeah, and then Aneta, we will do it in that way that you will give us the line, and
Yes.
then you will give us the legend that
Yes.
yeah, that help you to remember it. Yeah.
Okay. The line is 304 413 917 318 919 321. It's 20.
So it was, Aneta, I couldn't catch up with you because the first line starts 3.1415.
Oh, 30412 30 is a 0. First was 5 number 30412. 5.
No, that's not what I have either.
Now we are going, we want 100 digits of pi.
We, the homework.
Aneta, 100 čísel od pi. 100 čísel od pi byl domácí úkol. 100 čísel od pi a to začíná 3,14159,265.
Tak potom já mám jiný výklad, sorry.
Aha, jo, dobře, tak jo. So who is ready for the first 20 digits of pi? Who wants to perform? Guy, are you ready for that? Yeah?
I was a bit lazy. I did only the third line because I
you did the third line. You didn't go from the beginning. All right. No. So if we can listen to your third line. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So it's 6, 9.
You are not supposed to read it. You are supposed to look into my eyes and recite it, if you can do it in that way.
No, so I was not only lazy, but not so good in the homework. I prepared the legend to be able to remember.
All right, so give us the legend first.
So you remember you told us about an old lady who was a French teacher interested in the Kama Sutra.
Yeah.
So this has given me some inspiration.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So so the legend is, it seems that the most interesting page or position of the Kama Sutra is, can I give the two numbers now? 6, 9.
Yes.
And then she was an old lady you mentioned in the story. So she was born in 39. In France, we have departments. You know, the country is divided in 95 or 99 departments, and each of them has a 2-digit number. So of course, for people who are not French, this will not help so much. But I think you told us to find a logic which is good for us. And I think if I explain to you, it's pretty easy. So then we have a department which is supposed to be really tough. There is a lot of things happening. People are not so rich. They come from different countries. And it's what we used to call a hot department. And it's the 93. And then this lady, and she was teaching in that department. She was a very courageous teacher. So the change in the story that she's not only a French teacher, but she's French. But she was born in Paris, and the department for Paris is 75. Actually, I was also born in that department. And when we could meet with Monique and the people from Miss Seniors, we usually always meet in Paris. So we always meet in the department 75. And then there is somebody who's probably very unknown outside France, and I'm even not sure so many people know him in France, but the guy is called Godefroy de Bouillon. He was doing crusades, so he went and invaded Arab countries, and he went until Jerusalem. And this guy was born in 1058, 1058. And as everybody, and she's a very open-minded lady, she's very interested in video games, and especially in the one which is called Caliber. And the action takes place in 2097. And if we go back to the French departments, my father was born near the Loire River, where there are many nice castles, and the department is Maine-et-Loire, and the number is 49. And when you are in this department, if you want to go to the ocean, if you want to go swimming, then you continue towards the west, and then you enter another department where there is a big city called Nantes, and this department is La Loire-Atlantique, and the number is 44.
Very good, very good. So now, if you can just run this legend in your mind and give me the numbers, just try to recall them. Look into my eyes. We will see how it works. Yeah. So try it, please.
Well, the beginning is easy, 69. And then if I remember well, it's the year of birth of the lady is 39.
Very good.
Then it gets a bit more difficult. I think she was working in this Seine-Saint-Denis department 93. She was born in Paris, 65. And then maybe it comes the Godefroy de Bouillon, if I'm not mistaken, and that would be 1058. And then maybe we move to video games, or maybe I forget something. If we go into the video games, it would be 2097, I believe. And then the department where my father was born, 49. And then going to the ocean, it would be 44.
Yeah. I think that there was only one mistake. There was in the beginning, it was 69399375. And you said 6. It was the only mistake that I found.
So
I will go from the beginning. Watch it, watch your line, and I will tell you where you made a mistake. Okay. So it was 69399375. It is the moment where you, instead of 7, you said 6. But maybe you just, slipped your tongue or something like that.
Yeah,
otherwise,
probably,
it was perfect. What I want to comment on it, the legend should be like a continuous story. That is that you don't have to think where you are. You shouldn't be in the story, in that legend. You shouldn't be jumping from topic to topic. It should be like, smoothly connected. Each portion of these numbers should be smoothly connected to the previous one and to the following one, that you would never have to, think too much about what is coming now. Otherwise, it was perfect. You have done beautifully. So my best congratulations. Is here anyone who would like to perform Any other line of pi? May, did you go to that?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you didn't even try.
I did try, but I was very bad. So I hold my hands up. I was so bad, I'd be afraid to talk. So
Yeah.
I disappear. Okay.
May, I wanted to tell you that I have usually quite a number of people who claim that they would never make it. And they usually need just few minutes with me, and they do it like that, you know. So it is only no matter how you grab it, how you start with that, because sometimes it is actually a little bit aching, you know, to start with the new technique, and the brain is in the opposition, reluctant to accept it. So it is only a matter how to find the way, and then it is smooth and goes it like spontaneously. So don't worry, if we sit on it together, you will do it like
Okay. But I
nothing.
think I need more than a few minutes. I think I would probably need a few hours. But
No. I would show you that it is really something that is really easy. So anyone else would like to perform? No. So, all right. So, but you know how to do it. And if you want to use it, put it into practice, you just have to push yourself to develop the effort. So now what I promised and what I sent you actually were these apostles from the old town hall of Prague, where we have the astronomical clock. And I don't know if any one of you have been in Prague. Definitely Andrea Fritz, who is living in Prague, she can tell you that the astronomical clock is definitely there, and that there are 12 apostles who are appearing always in two windows simultaneously. So always two apostles are there. And actually 6 times we can see a different couple of apostles appearing in the windows. It is a big, big attraction. And when, you know, not in the time of pandemic, but in the normal time, there is a huge mob of people, you know, watching it, hundreds of them. And it is also the place where usually the pickpockets are, you know, waiting for the tourists, and where their harvest is very, you know, very big, successful. So to ask people if they can recognize the apostles and tell you who they are, it is almost impossible. Nobody knows that. And now I will teach you not only the apostles, I will also teach you whose patrons they are. And I will also teach you what attributes they are holding in their hands. So you will get a completely comprehensive information about the apostles in the astronomical clock in Prague. And you will be able even to remember them on random. So it means if I ask you who is in the first window, or who appears in the 6th window, or in the 12th window, you will know it. Sounds pretty incredible. Do you agree with me? Mm-hmm. So I will show you how our brain actually is effective if you are able to serve to it the information in a very attractive and digestible way. If you can do it, if you learn how to do it, then your brain is willing to cooperate very eagerly and willingly. Mm-hmm. So I have to tell you that I have to repeat that there are 12 apostles. And just to remember the positions of these apostles, we have to place them on these positions. It means the first, second, third, fourth, up to the 12th position. You understand that. And you also probably already understand that there will be always two of them seen in the windows. Yeah, the first and the second will appear at the same time. Then they go away, and then there is the third and the fourth. They go away, and then you can see the fifth and the sixth. And so it goes on until you can see the last couple of apostles, the 11th and the 12th. So this technique is absolutely unique. And when we have somehow developed it with my students in my memory training class. And when we finished it, everyone felt somehow close to genius, because it was so effective. We could remember it so well. The people in my class simply could not believe that something like that was possible. Monique didn't turn off her microphone.
Merci. Au revoir. Au revoir. Okay.
We can hear her telephone call. All right. Monique, turn off your microphone, please. So now we will start. So I would like just to check how many people are we having? 12, I can see. Yeah. So maybe some of them will come later. And now I will ask you, we will start with the first position. So number one is probably just like a stroke in many countries. In our country, it is more like a whip. So you have to use your right or left hand. I don't know what is your dominant hand. And please paint the number in the air. Number 1. What is number 1 for you? Yeah. Number 1. You have to make that movement. Yeah. What is number 1 for you? Yeah. All right. So you can see that it can be compared with actually a pole. Yeah. Do you know what is a pole? A club. Yeah. A stick. Yeah. Something that we can hold in our hand. Yeah.
Like in pole dance.
So we are having that pole, and it is actually what the first apostle, whose name is Saint Jacob. It is the first apostle on the Prague astronomical clock. What is he holding in his hand? But this Jacob is talking to himself, because always there must be a story, an association that will help you to remember that he is there. So this Jacob is talking to himself and telling to himself, oh, I am so annoyed with myself because I was so stupid that I didn't go for studies. If I would have been studying, I could become a pharmacist. A pharmacist is the person who is selling, distributing the medication in the pharmacy. Yeah, do we understand, everyone, what I am talking about? So, but I was stupid enough not to study. So now I ended as a fuller. May, don't write down anything. Just listen to me, because it is disturbing your brain, you know. It is, you have to concentrate. So the fuller, I don't know if everyone does understand what the fuller means. Now, even May doesn't understand. These are the professions actually from the past, you know, from 200 years ago.
Okay.
The fuller was somehow, my understanding is that he was somehow treating the textiles to to making them suitable for usage. You know, like you treat, for example, the leather. So I think that this fuller was doing the same with textiles, somehow, you know, protecting them against, I don't know, against erosions or whatever. I don't know exactly myself, you know, the purpose of this profession, but
Can you spell the name, please, Anna?
Yes, I will. You can go to your dictionary to see what it is. It is FULLER.
Okay.
Please write it down and have a look what it is. So I am going back. So this Jacob, who is so unhappy with himself that he didn't study. So why I gave you this story is because he has two attributes in his hands. And one is a book for the pharmacists. He is holding a book. And the second is a pole for the fuller. You know, the fuller's pole. So these are two attributes. And why we are connecting these attributes with these professions is because he is also a patron of these two professions, the pharmacists and the fullers. Yeah. So the first position is the first apostle. The first apostle is Saint Jacob, and he is the patron of the pharmacists and the fullers, and he is holding two attributes in his hands: the book, which we say that it is a pharmacist book, you know, about pharmacy, because we want to remind ourselves about whose patron he is. And the second attribute is the pole that belongs to the fuller. So yeah, now you know everything about the first position, Saint Jacob. Now we are coming to the second position, and I will ask you to draw in the air number 2. Number 2, please do it, all of you. Yeah, all right. And it reminds you that one, I go back, one was like a pole. Yeah, it looked like a pole. So that's why we have the pole there. And now it looks like a duck. Do you agree with me? Number 2 looks like a duck. A nice shape. Yeah, so who is there? There is actually Saint Peter on the second position. And Saint Peter, we have a duck there, and we have a pond. Just imagine a pond. And the duck is swimming on the pond. Yeah, can you see it? Everyone can see the duck, which is the number 2, swimming on the pond. And usually what can we get from the pond? What can we catch there? Fish. So why it is so important for us is because this Saint Peter is a patron of fishermen. But not only. In Czech, it is a little bit easier because we have a, I don't know what is the name of that flower. widely, you know, you can find it wild in the fields, in the meadows. And in Czech, it is called Petr klíč. Petr klíč. I don't know exactly the name in English.
Primrose.
Primrose. Primrose.
Oh, primroses.
Yeah, primroses. So in Czech, it is so easy because it is Peter and a key. Petr klíč. Klíč is key in Czech. So we can see that there are these you know, flowers around the pond, but it will not help you in English. So anyway, this Peter, this apostle Peter, is having only one attribute, and it is a key. It is a key in his hand. Can you see him? He is holding a big key. But we have two. We have the duck there, and duck is swimming on the pond. It reminds us about that he is a patron of fishermen, but he is also a patron of
locksmiths
who is repairing the locks, and locks need the key. Yeah, the key is, you know, also a, you know, a symbol for locksmiths. Yeah, so he is a patron of locksmiths. Locksmiths, probably the plural, but not only. You need the key also for the old clock, yeah, to make it work, yeah. So he is a patron of not only the fishermen, not only the locksmiths, and also for clock makers. And he is holding only the key, one attribute. So Saint Peter is on the second position. The second position is number 2. And for us, it is a duck. Duck is swimming on the pond. From the pond, you can get fish. So he is a patron of fishermen. But because he is holding that key, he is using the key for locksmiths and clockmakers. So he's a patron of 3 professions. Yeah, fishermen, locksmiths, and clockmakers. And he is holding the attribute, the key. So we got already 2. Now we will draw the number 3 in the air. Draw the number 3. Can you see that it looks like a pigeon? A fat pigeon who is sitting on the roof? A pigeon sitting on the roof, yeah, with a big belly. And you can put a beak here on that smaller circle. So there is Saint Andrew sitting on the 3rd position. Saint Andrew. And Saint Andrew is holding an asymmetrical cross.
St. Andrew's cross. It's called Andrew's cross.
Yeah, but I have to describe it somehow. They must see it. So it is asymmetrical. Yeah, it is like this. It is not cross like this. It is a cross like this. Everyone can see it. Yeah, what I am showing, such cross, asymmetrical cross.
Call it also X-shape cross.
X-shape, yes, X-shape, yeah, correct. Good description. So this cross is not worth too much because it is somehow distorted. It is not the proper, you know, cross as we know it. So it is actually worth just for those pigeons. But these are not normal pigeons. These are the postal pigeons bringing messages, postal pigeons bringing messages from the brides to the miners. And because it is a long way to go, they are using this cross for rest on their way. They just sit on it and get rest. Do you understand?
Mhm.
So the cross looks like this, and it is the only attribute that Saint Andrew is holding in his hands. And he is a patron of whom? I already revealed it. Of whom? Whom he is protecting.
Postal services.
No, someone else. I mentioned it.
Postal.
Brides.
Brides,
miners.
correct. Brides and who?
Miners.
Miners.
Oh,
Perfect. He is a patron of brides and miners. And the postal pigeons are bringing the messages from brides to the miners and the other way around, back and forth. And because it is a long way, the pigeons have to rest somewhere, and they are resting on our asymmetrical cross. And it belongs to Saint Andrew, yeah? And we will do one more, and then we will repeat them. So one more is number 4. Please show me the draw number 4. Do you agree with me that it looks like a chair? Number 4 looks like a chair. Do you agree with me? Yeah. It's important for us because we have Saint Matthew sitting on the 4th position. He's actually having a chair, but this unhappy, unsuccessful Matthew, do you know what he has done? He put his axe. Do you know what is it, the axe? When you want to cut wood. Yeah, he put his axe on the chair, but unfortunately with that sharp end on. The X is lying or standing on the chair with the sharp metal end up.
Oh.
Can you see it? Everyone can see it. Everyone knows what I am talking about. And now imagine that Matthew, without, noticing it, he sat on the chair, on that sharp end of the axe. Can you see that blood coming from actually his ass? And it is also why all of us are having 2 halves in the back. Yeah, how he sat there, it was divided, the behind was divided in 2 halves. And a lot of blood was pouring out of that injury. So you wouldn't be surprised that Saint Matthew is a patron of whom? Tell me, guess.
Butcher.
Butcher, exactly. He is a patron of butchers. Yeah? And his attribute is an axe. Saint Matthew has an axe and he's a patron of the butchers. Clear enough. Yeah. So we are going back. Now we know already the first 4 positions. Who would be able to tell me who is sitting on position number 2? You can just draw the number 2 for yourself to remind you about the duck. Who is there and whose patron he is and what is holding? Tell me, who wants to tell me?
Peter.
Yeah, May,
Peter.
May, please.
Peter, with a
Sarah?
key.
Yes.
With a key.
Key, and he's a patron of whom?
Fisherman. Oh gosh.
He's holding the key. The key is
Locksmiths and
locksmith.
Locksmiths and fishermen.
And you need the key also for the old-fashioned clock. Clock. So
Yes.
clockmaker.
Clocksmiths, fishermen, and locksmiths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clocksmiths or clockmakers, the same. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Who is sitting on the third position? Please draw that pigeon. Draw the pigeon, and it will help you to trigger the story. So, Guy, could you do it for us? Number 3. Yeah.
I think it's Andrew.
Yes.
And he relates to pigeons who are bringing messages from the brides to the miners.
Perfect.
And he's the patron of those two groups.
Yes. And what is he holding in his hands? No, he is holding
is it a
something.
cross?
Yeah, the cross, but the asymmetric cross, that X cross. Yes.
Yeah, X cross where the pigeons are resting on their way.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yes. Who is willing to describe position number 1? Who wants to do it? Yeah, Gabor?
As far as I remember, that was Jacob.
Yes.
And he has he was like a fuller, so he has a stick in.
Yeah, the pole.
The pole, and
he felt sorry for himself that he didn't make it to become a
pharmacist.
Yes.
So he is holding a book.
Yeah, possibly a pharmacist book.
Yeah, pharmacist book. Yeah, and this stick.
Fuller's stick. Yeah, Fuller's pole.
Yes,
and he is a patron of whom?
Pharmacist.
Pharmacist and Fuller's.
And Fuller's, yes.
Yes, very good. And now the number 4. Andrea, would you be willing to do it?
Okay, that's not Matthew. He's holding and sorry. They are working in the house, so that's a bit
Yeah,
noise.
we understand. It's okay.
So he's holding an axe, and he's the pattern of butchers and carpenters and a blacksmith. Is that correct?
No.
No.
He is a
Only
patron
butcher?
only of 1.
Really, on butcher?
Yeah, only of butchers.
Oh, I thought I remembered about
And
carpenter.
and he is holding in his hand what?
An axe.
An axe. Correct.
No, that's why I thought that was a
The axe
carpenter.
was actually put on the chair in a wrong position. So that's why when he said, he divided his behind into 2 halves. Yes. And that's, since that time, all of us are having 2 halves in the back. Yeah. Very good. Very good. So thank you.
Is that now the carpenter as well?
No. You are somewhere because you are attending my English memory class in Prague. So you are already, you moved somewhere else.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So turn off your microphone. Yes. All right. So please draw number 5. Number 5. And you agree with me that it looks like a drum. Yeah, it looks like a drum. At least half a drum. And we have Judah Tadeas. Judah Tadeas is, that unhappy one who is having a club in his hand. Actually, it is the club that he was beaten to death with that club. Yeah, and you can find Judah Tadeas also on the Charles Bridge standing there with that club. So And Judah actually got we use that Latin name for a lawyer, the judge, you know, like judge or juristic officer or whatever. Judah.
Jurisdiction.
And, yeah.
So it's Judas Iscariot. Am I right?
Oh, so
am I right, David?
Yeah,
Judas
but it
Iscariot.
is, you know,
Yeah.
that's why he was, but he in Czech, we say that someone ended with a drum, means that you lost all your money, all, you know, everything. You just bankrupt. And so he is desperate from that. And he's using the club, just, you know, pushing the drum, beating the drum, and being in a complete despair. And so his attribute is that club, nothing else. But guess whose patron he is? When I told you everything of that, he is not a patron of lawyers, I can tell you. He is a patron of people in
despair.
Despair, exactly. Quite easy, yeah? He is using the club, pushing into the drum from despair. And he is also a patron of people in despair, yeah? So, oh, someone else is talking.
טוב.
Jo, až skončím půjdem. No? Můžeš pít a papat a hrát. Aha, yeah. Razi is with us. Good. Razi, you have to turn off. Oh, it's so good to see you. You have to turn off your microphone, yes? So Razi is from Tel Aviv, Israel. So we are very pleased that you are with us. So we are sending you our best regards. We are now reaching the number 6. We are talking about apostles on Prague astronomical clock. So please draw number 6, everyone. Razi, draw number 6, please. Draw it with your hand. Do it like this. Yeah, number 6. Show me number 6. Razi? Yeah, he is, yeah. So number 6, and it looks like, what do you think? It looks like, I will advise you, it very much looks like a snake. Mm-hmm. Number 6 looks like a snake, yeah? And we are having Saint Philip on the 6th position. But we have to connect Saint Philip with the snake. And imagine that Saint Philip has a snake as a friend, as a pet. But Saint Philip wants to go to get a cake in the confectionery. But he is not supposed to enter with a snake in his hand. Everyone would get scared. So he is telling to the snake, I will put you under my head. If you are good and behave well and stay there and don't do anything nasty, I will share the cake with you. But if you are not quiet, I will take the cross which I am carrying and beat you with that cross as much as I can. So what you can get out of this story? What can you detect? So Saint Philip is holding what attribute? What is he having in his hand?
The cross.
Cross. Perfect. The cross. Only the cross, nothing else. But to remember him, we must give him that snake, because we must remember that he is on the 6th position. But the snake is actually in our way, yeah, because we otherwise we don't need a snake there. So he put him under his head in order to be able to enter the shop, the confectionery. So it means, can you deduct or decipher whose patron he is?
Baker.
Confectionery or bakery?
Yeah, confectioners. Yeah, confectioners, those who are making the cakes, yes. And whom else? It was in the story.
Animals?
No? Who can?
Hat makers?
Milliners. Milliners.
Hatters. Hatters. These
Milliners.
are hatters are making hats. Yeah, hatters are making hats. Perfect. Perfect. So Saint Philip is a patron of the hatters and the confectioners. These two. And he is holding in his hand what?
Cross.
Cross. A cross. Perfect. Perfect. So we got another one. You see, we are doing quite well. So number 7, please. Everyone draws number 7. Razi, draw number 7 with your hand. Yeah. So, all right. And you would agree with me that number 7 looks like a flag. Do you agree? Like a flag.
Flag, yeah.
Flag, yeah? All right. And on the 7th position, we have Saint Thomas. Saint Thomas is sitting there. And Saint Thomas is holding a spear in his hand, a spear. And because we have to connect Saint Thomas with spear and with the flag to remember that he is on the 7th position, we are telling him, Saint Thomas, it is, you know, no way that you would find here a mason or an architect who would be, you know, pricked with a spear, neither with a spear nor with the flag, because the flag can be also used a little bit like a spear. You know, you can, if you are strong enough, you can, you know, prick something with that. So Saint Thomas, you could hardly find any mason or any architect who would be pricked with a spear or a flag here in this territory. It is what we are telling him. So, whose patron is Saint Thomas?
Architect?
Yes, and?
Masons?
Yes,
Don't, yeah.
correct, perfect. And what is he holding in his hand?
A spear.
Spear, because the flag is there only for us, just to remember the 7th position. Yeah, all right, very good. So tell me who is sitting on the 5th position. You can draw number 5, which reminds you about the drum. Who is there? May?
Judas Iscariot.
Yes. And he
Judas
is
Iscariot.
what he has in his hand.
A club.
Correct. And
Mhm.
he is a patron of people in
despair.
despair. Correct. Very good. Perfect. And who is on the third position? David, could you tell us? On the third, you can draw number 3. It is that fat pigeon. Fat
Fat
pigeon.
He's the patron of miners and brides.
Yes. And he is holding what?
He's holding a cross like an X.
X cross. Yes, perfect. And Guy, could you tell us the number 2 who is sitting there?
Saint Peter.
Yes.
Saint Peter.
We have number 2, Duck, which is
yes.
swimming on the pond.
Yeah, dog. So it's the patron of fisherman.
Yes. And he is holding the key.
Yes, so locksmith and the clockmakers.
Very good. So good. So good. Perfect. So, and what about the position number 1? Who wants to give us the position number 1?
Jacob.
Jacob, David, correct.
And
What
he
is
has
he holding in his hands?
He's holding a stick like a ball of wool.
Like a pole,
and-
yeah.
And he's the patron saint of Fuller's.
Yeah. And he is a patron of Fuller's and whom else? Now, he was unhappy that he didn't study properly because
Oh,
he could
yes.
become, yeah,
He wanted to be a chemist.
no,
But
pharmacist, yeah.
no, into pharmacy.
Yeah, so what is he holding? The stick, the pole, and what else? The book.
Oh, well,
The
for the-
book for a pharmacist. Yeah, so that's why we do remember these 2 attributes. Very good. Perfect. What about number 4? Razi, have you been already with us? Number 4? Not yet. Not yet. So who will tell you the number 4? May, are you ready?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, chair. There is a chair. Razi, listen, there is a chair. Yeah, there is a chair. And on the chair, May, what is that?
There's an axe,
Yes.
and he has sat on the axe with, it's the wrong way up, and he has
Yeah.
sat on the axe, and that's that's why we have divided rear ends.
Into 2 halves. But
I
the
think
blood
that's
is
so
coming.
funny.
The blood is coming, you know, from that injury. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is sitting actually Saint Matthew, and he is a patron of whom?
Butchers.
Butchers. Yeah, connected with blood. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
wonder if
funny.
that's,
Yeah.
has it got the name accident?
Yes, accident. After that accident, we are having, oh, it's so good. Oh, yeah, so good. After that accident, we are having 2 halves in the back. Yeah, out behind. Yeah,
Okay.
so good. Very good. So, all right. So who will tell me? And now, Razi, tell me what about number 7? So, Razi, could you tell me what was there? There is a flag. Flag.
The spear.
No, Saint Thomas. Saint Thomas. And I was saying, Razi, listen, I was saying,
Spear.
it is, yeah, spear, very good, spear. And he is a patron of whom?
Masons.
Masons and
Builders, whatever.
architects. And he says, you know, now we tell him, it would be, you know, in vain to search for any architect or a mason, you know, pricked by the spear or the flag. Yeah, all right. So now we are reaching number 8. Please draw it. Draw number 8. It looks very much like a snowman, doesn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
snowman, yeah. And you have to get your imagination wild, let it go wild, because this snowman is from glass. He is a glass snowman. Can you see it? It's completely transparent. And do you know who is there? There is the Saint Paul. Saint Paul. Saint Paul. And Saint Paul is actually taking this glass snowman for a voyage on a boat, on a ship. And he is taking with him only 2 possessions. The possessions are the sword in order to protect them against enemies, and then the Bible as food for their, soul. So these 2 possessions they are taking with them, going for that voyage. And so now I ask you, whose patron is Saint Paul? If you learn the story,
Seamen.
it looks like seaman, but I found in my dictionary that it is actually the word shipper. Shipper. Ship. Ship.
Ship.
Ship is ship, a boat, ship.
Yeah.
Ship, a big ship. And that one who is probably making ships, it is my understanding, is called the shipper. Is it, David?
Never heard of it.
I didn't either. No,
good.
never.
So it was in the big dictionary, such, there was the one was shipper. All right. So we will say, we can say salesman or something like that. No, or
I would have thought mariners.
Mariners. Yeah, but it can be also on the river.
Shipmaker. It's not a
I was about sailors.
shipmaker.
Sailors. They would be sailors. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would be a patron of sailors. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, whom else? You have to find it in the story.
Shipbuilders. Shipbuilders.
No. It is covered with sailors.
The writers. The authors.
Glassmakers.
No, you got it there. Yeah, I could hear it from someone. Repeat it.
No,
Glassmakers.
Glassmakers, Andrea. Yes, correct. So the sail, what did you say? Sailors and glassmakers.
I have a question. Did you say it is someone who is making the boats, the ships?
No, it is in Czech, it is lodník. Lodník.
Lodník is someone who is making the ship.
Yeah.
The boats.
So
is that
I really...
boat makers? Could we say
ship
boat
makers? Is it ship makers or
shipbuilders?
Shipbuilders.
Shipbuilders.
Shipbuilders. So all right. So we will settle for shipbuilders and glassmakers. Correct? And tell me, what are the attributes in St. Paul's hands? What is he taking with him for that voyage? Do you remember it?
A book and a sword.
The Bible.
The Bible
and the sword.
Yeah,
the Bible and the sword. Yeah, all right. So I will repeat it. Saint Paul has as a companion a glass snowman. And I have today my my little grandson here, who is only 5, and unfortunately the television got broken. It is out of order, so he can't watch his fairy tales, and he is getting a little bit, ještě musím chvíli, jo. No, až půjdeme, tak půjdeme, můžeš si jíst ty tvoje, jo.
He's fed up, he's bored.
Yeah, it is too long, but he was, up to now, he was gorgeous. Yeah. So, all right. So I will repeat it. Saint Paul is holding two attributes, a Bible and a sword, to protect themselves and to have a food for their souls. And he is a patron of glassmakers and shipbuilders. We agreed. So tell me, please, who is sitting on the position number 6? Who can tell me the position number 6?
Philip.
Philip, correct. And Philip is a patron of whom?
Confectioners.
Confectioners and hatters. Do you remember he put his snake under, because 6 is a snake, he put the snake under the hat.
Under his hat.
Yeah, and he said, if you are good, I will share the cake with you. If you are not, I will beat you with what? What he is holding in his hands? I will beat you with?
Spear.
A cross.
A cross, exactly.
Yeah.
It is the only one who is holding a cross, except Saint Andrew, who is having that X cross. Yeah. So this one is having the normal cross. Saint Philip, nobody else. Yeah. So it's easy for you to remember it. And what about number 3? Who is there on number 3?
Andrew.
A pigeon, Aneta. That is a pigeon.
It's Saint Andrew.
Saint Andrew, yes. And he is a patron of whom?
He is a patron of miners and bridges.
Brides, getting, married. Yeah.
And
the brides and the miners, they are probably getting married with the miners, I expect, the brides.
He's holding X.
That yes, it is his attribute, correct.
Actually,
and what about number 7, David?
7 is the man with the lens.
Who is, there is a flag. There is a flag. Who is there? What is his name? David?
Is it Philip?
No, Philip is with the snake. With the flag is Saint Thomas. Saint Thomas.
You must stop for that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and yeah. And he is holding what?
Spear.
Correct.
Architect.
And he is a patron of whom?
Masons.
And architects. Correct. Perfect. Yeah, so good. So we are going, we will repeat number 8. Aneta, could you tell us number 8?
Number 8 is
no, just see it. These just you don't have to, just to
glass.
The snowman. Glass snowman. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And he is holding a Bible.
Yes.
A sword.
Yes.
And
he's a patron of
glassmakers and shipbuilders.
Perfect. It is the final decision that they are shipbuilders. Yes, correct. Yeah. And number 9, please draw number 9, everyone, and do it in that way that it is a straight, line down, not like, not this, but like this. And this is, now I will have probably difficulties I have to ask you, it was in the old times when people couldn't see properly. They had such, they were holding that, we call it lorgnon.
Monocle.
Yeah. Lorgnon. Yeah.
Monocle.
Yeah. Monocle. Yeah. Monocle. Yeah. So it is like a monocle for us. And there is Saint John sitting on that 9th position, holding that lorgnon, and he is actually having what are you serving that these ice cream or sundaes or what? How do you call it?
A cornet, a
Corn.
cornet,
Corn.
Cornish.
cornet with the ice cream in it.
Cornish. Yeah, Cornish. You know, like a big
No, cornet, cornet.
Cornish.
Cornet.
Cornish, like
A
a big,
cornet.
you know, big
Big
dish
cone.
for yeah.
Cone.
A cone
Cone.
actually. Cone.
Yeah, but cone
Yeah.
is for ice cream, but he is holding it. It is what you drink wine from. You can drink wine from such a, but it is not a glass.
Chalice.
It is like from metal. In
Chalice.
the old times.
A goblet.
Chalice.
A goblet.
Garnish,
Chalice.
Goblet.
chalice,
A chalice.
chalice, chalice.
Chalice.
All right, the chalice. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh, good. Good to have native speakers. Good to have people with a
I
wide
don't know about
vocabulary
that.
of English. Chalice. So imagine that Saint John is holding a chalice in his hands. He has that lorgnon, monocle, and he's looking at the bottom of that chalice. And he can't be more surprised because a miracle is taking place. Imagine that suddenly a real snake is coming from the bottom of originally empty chalice. Chalice?
Chalice.
And
Chalice. Chalice.
chalice. Chalice.
Hmm.
And the snake is coming from the bottom and coming up. And he just can't believe. And he says to himself, oh, I have to write a book about this miracle. And then I will print it, the book. So it is number 9, the monocle. There is Saint John. And what he is holding in his hand?
Chalice.
Chalice. Chalice.
Chalice.
And
And
what is coming out? What
Snake.
is happening?
Snake.
Snake.
Snake
Coming
is
up.
coming here. So the attribute that Saint John is holding in his hands is that chalice with the snake. And whose patron he is? You could hear it in my story.
Printer.
Writers.
Writers. He is a patron of writers and
Printers.
printers, typographers. Yes, printers. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so again, Saint John is holding a chalice, and there is a snake, and he is a patron of writers and printers.
Printer.
All right. Szeptaj, prosím. Szeptaj. Maxi, szeptaj. I to English. Yeah. And now we are coming to number 10. Please draw number 10. It is 1 and 0. 1 and 0. So I don't know what your Easter customs are. In my country, it is common that the girls are supposed to prepare decorated eggs for boys who are coming with a sort of whipper made from willow sticks.
Yeah.
Can you
The
do you
branch.
any idea branches? Any idea what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It is from willow. How do you call this whip? Do you have a special name for that or not?
Just a thin
Yeah, we
branch.
call it pomlaska. Yeah, it looks like that one, you know, like a stick or pole or
Looks like a whip.
yeah, from willows. But it has a special usage, you know, just to whip the girls in order to get the decorated eggs from them. And so it is what is going on in this story. And there is Saint Simon on the 10th position. And this Saint Simon is actually playing on a saw. Saw is a tool that you can.
Yes.
Saw. Yeah, you can cut woods. You know, you can divide woods, a trunk on smaller pieces. Yeah. So he is playing on that saw, Saint Simon, in his mouth, and there are girls who are actually weavers, the female weavers. Do you know what they are, the female weavers doing? They are weaving some cloths, weaving, weavers.
Yeah.
W.
Yes, that's correct.
A,
Yes.
weavers.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So these girls, female weavers, are dancing together with woodcutters, lumbermen.
Yeah.
And do you know what he is playing on that saw? Shimmy. Shimmy is a dance. Shimmy, shimmy.
Oh, the shimmy.
Shimmy,
Oh,
yeah. Shimmy.
I
It
wish I
is
could shimmy like my sister Kate. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is an old dance, yeah? Shimmy.
Yes.
So
Shimmy.
because why? Because in Czech, Simon is Shimon. So it is close to shimmy. Shimmy, Simon, shimmy. And so the only attribute that he is holding in his hand is what?
So.
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 And so? How do you pronounce it?
So.
So. Yeah. All right. And who is dancing? The females are who?
Weavers.
Weavers.
They're dancing.
And the males are who?
Lumberjacks.
The woodcutters.
Woodcutters, lumbermen, lumberjacks. Yeah. Those men who are cutting the wood. Yeah. So Saint Simon is on the 10th position, and it very much looks like that everything happens during Easter time, Easter period. And the men in our case are who? The woodcutters. They are having these, these whips.
Sticks.
Yeah, sticks. Yeah. And who are the females who are supposed to give them the decorated eggs? Who are the females? Weavers.
The weavers.
Yeah. And they are dancing what? What are they dancing?
The shimmy.
Shimmy dance. Yes. Because he is playing on his saw, he is playing shimmy dance. Yeah. Dance music. Yeah. So it means that that the only attribute that Saint Simon has in his hands is a saw, and he is a patron of whom?
Woodcutters.
And weavers.
Yes, perfect. And now we are coming to 11. So draw 11, please. Draw it in the air, 11. 2 sticks, yeah? 2 sticks.
Yeah.
All right. So there is the Saint Barnaby. The Saint Barnaby. Do you know this saint? In Czech it is Barnabáš. And in English it is supposed to be Barnaby. Yeah, Barnaby. And this poor soul is actually sitting in the bar, Barnaby, having a snack, and the snack is wrapped in papyrus. You pronounce papyrus. Yeah, papyrus is the paper from Egypt. Papyrus.
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 How do you pronounce that paper that comes origins from Egypt?
Papyrus. Papyrus.
Papyrus. Papyrus. Papyrus.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Do you agree? All right. So his neck is wrapped in papyrus.
Right.
Oh, good. And actually, what happens, I don't know why they disliked him. The profession is called Cooper. Cooper. You probably know Gary Cooper as a film actor, but Cooper means that one who is making
Barrels.
Yes,
Yeah.
barrels. Yeah, Cooper. Yeah, the Coopers somehow disliked the poor Barnaby. They probably wanted to eat his snack wrapped in papyrus and papyrus, you said, and they used stones. They used stones, and they started to throw the stones at Barnaby. It is actually how he was killed before he became saint. He was killed with stones.
Stoned to death.
He was stoned to death. Yeah. Exactly. So it means that he is holding two attributes in his hands. In one, he has a stone. And in the other one, he has a papyrus. Is it correct pronunciation?
Right.
Papyrus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in one hand, papyrus, in the second hand, a stone. And he is a patron of whom?
Stonemasons and Coopers. I don't know how you say that. Coopers and stonemasons. No.
No. only Coopers. Only Coopers. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only Coopers, and he's holding a stone, one of those that caused his death, and a papyrus. So it was Barnaby. Yeah. So we are going back. So who can tell me about number 9? Who was sitting on the 9th position?
John.
St. John's, monocle. Who he was holding what?
A chalice.
Chalice. And what was coming out?
Snake.
From the bottom?
Snake.
A snake was coming out. So his attribute is a chalice with a snake. It is what he's holding officially. And he is a patron of whom? Because he decided to
writers and printers.
And printers. Correct. Very good. What about number 8?
Snow. Grass. Snowman.
Yeah, number 8 is snowman. All right. And there is who? St. Paul. And he is a patron of whom?
Glassmakers.
Glassmakers and
shipbuilders.
Shipbuilders. Very good.
Shipbuilders.
And holding in hands what?
Bible and a sword.
Sword and a Bible. Perfect. Perfect. Do you realize already how amazing it what you can remember about the apostles, and that you know who is sitting on which position? It's absolutely amazing. It is, like a small miracle, these techniques. So what about number 10? Easter time. Yeah.
Simon.
Simon, Saint Simon. Yes. Who is playing what?
The
So,
saw.
So,
So, and he is playing what music?
shimmy.
Shimmy.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Shimmy.
And who is dancing?
The girls, the weavers.
Yes,
The
with whom?
weavers.
With whom?
Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks,
Lumberjack.
woodcutters. Very good, very good. And what about number 11? The
Barnaby.
two, actually, there are two whips, you know, like they were beating him and throwing stones. Yeah. So,
Barnaby.
Barnaby. And who is eating his snack on the bar? Yeah. And snack is wrapped in
papyrus.
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 Papyrus,
Yeah.
correct. And so, and he is the patron of whom?
Coopers.
Coopers.
Papyrus.
That
Coopers.
who are, you know, who are making the barrels.
The barrels.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And holding papyrus and a stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was stoned to death. And
Mhm.
now we are coming to the last one. And the last one is Bartolomeo. Bartolomeo? Do you pronounce it?
Yes.
Bartolomeo. Uh-huh.
Me, would you call it Bartholomew?
Bartholomew. Uh-huh.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. Yeah. We all know what we are talking about. And now
knew
please,
at the
it is
end.
the 12th position. Draw it. 12. 12. 12 actually is a symbol for midnight. Yeah? 12 is a symbol for midnight. You agree with me?
Yes.
And there was this poor Bartholomew who was actually reading Evangelium. Do you pronounce it Evangelium? Evangelium? Oh, it is.
Angelic.
And Evangelium is from the Bible, you know, just he was reading the text from the Bible. Yeah, he was, we say that he was having, Evangelium is a part of the Bible. It is the text in the Bible. So he was reading Bible till midnight. Two tailors and shoemakers. But they saw that it was too long. They got fed up of his reading. And they got so annoyed that they took a knife from him and they skinned him. They pulled the skin out of his body,
Oh.
Terrible, absolutely terrible death. But in reality, it is how he died. It is what happened to him. Poor boy. Yeah. So can you detect what he was holding in his hands?
A book. The Bible.
book?
The Bible.
And the Bible, and I told you,
The knife.
Knife.
the knife.
Nice.
Nice.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the knife and the Bible. The knife and the Bible. And he was a patron of whom?
Tailor and
Tailors and
shoemaker.
shoemaker.
Tailors and shoemakers.
Shoemaker.
Exactly. So they were not too grateful, you know, for his reading, as you can see. So we have finished the 12 apostles. Apostles, you said. Apostles. Yeah, I learned a lot from you.
Apostles.
Apostles. Yeah. So good, so good. I must say that it is a very advanced technique that is even not a subject of the course for trainers. It is like, you know, something, you know, like the second level. But I thought that it would be interesting for you just to observe what you can remember, that it is absolutely amazing. So we will see the both windows always, yes, when we repeat it. So the number 1 and number 2 are the first that appear on that in that astronomical clock. So whom we are seeing on, if we are standing, you know, facing the astronomical clock, we have on the left side number 1 and on the right side number 2. So on the left side, we have whom? Who will recall it?
Jacob,
Jacob.
Who is there? Number 1.
Jacob.
Jacob.
Jacob,
Yeah, Jacob. And who is holding what? He is holding what?
he's holding a book.
A book, pharmaceutical
Pharmacist.
book,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a fuller's stick, Paul.
yeah,
Yeah?
for the fullers.
Fuller,
Fuller.
yeah, for the fullers, exactly. Who is sitting on the second position? Can you recall it? David. David, who is on the second position?
Peter.
Peter, thank you.
Saint
And he's
Peter,
a-
yeah. And who he
He's a
is
bit-
holding
he's a bit-
what? He has
he's
only one
holding-
thing.
He's holding a book.
No,
No, a
what
key.
is key?
Okay, thank you.
Peter is having a key, and he is a patron of whom?
Of
Locksmith.
fisherman.
Fishermen,
Clock.
locksmiths,
Yeah.
and clockmakers.
That's right,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, and now we can see number 3 and 4. So who is on the left? Number 3, who is there? Without
Matthew.
looking anywhere, yeah?
Andrew.
Then Matthew,
Matthew.
holding what? Saint Matthew is a patron, so maybe you can imagine that fat pigeon. Fat pigeon. And pigeon is should trigger immediately that he is a
Brides.
patron of
Brides,
brides and
Minus.
minors.
minors,
And his attribute is what?
cross,
Thanks, Andrew's cross, yes.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And number 4. Number 4. Yeah. So who is there? Number 4. Who wants to tell us?
Matthew,
Matthew, chair, because there is a chair, and the
Mhm.
X is,
X.
upside down, yeah, always the sharp end.
it's an
And Saint
X.
Matthew, yeah,
An X.
yeah. By accident, as
By
David said, by
accident,
accident,
yeah.
he said on the chart,
Chair.
sharp,
there's
sharp
blood.
end,
Blood everywhere.
a lot
and-
of blood, yeah. And
And
he is
is
the
the-
patron of
butchers.
butchers. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. And and he is holding an axe. Yeah. Number 5. Draw it. Draw number 5. It is a drum. And there is Saint Judah. And he is holding the club because he is in despair.
In despair.
In despair because he lost all his money. So, and he is the patron of whom? Zabokni. Ik nam toen niet zin.
Despair.
Of people in despair.
Yeah,
People
people
in
in despair. Yeah, very good. Number 6, it's easy. It is the snake.
Philip.
Philip, gorgeous. And he put the snake under his
hat,
head. Correct. Because he wanted to go to the confectionery to buy a cake.
Mhm.
And he told him, if you are good, I will share the cake with you. If you are, naughty, I will beat you with what?
like cross,
Cross, the normal cross. He is the only one who is holding the normal cross.
Oh.
Perfect. And he is a patron of whom?
Confection.
Confectioners.
and confectioners.
Confectioners
Hatters,
and
hatters.
hatters. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Number 7. Number 7 is a flag. Yeah. So who is there?
Thomas.
Thomas. Saint Thomas. Yes. Holding a what?
Here.
Flag.
Spear. Yeah. And he is a patron of whom?
Architect.
Flag.
Masons and architects, because you would hardly find any mason or architect pricked with a spear or with a flag in our territory. Correct. What about 8? Draw 8. It is that glass snowman. And that is who? Saint
Paul.
Oh,
Saint Paul. Yes. And he is holding what in his hands?
Bible.
Bible
And a sword.
correct. And he is a patron of whom?
Of glassmakers.
Yeah, glassmaker, because the glassmen and
sailors.
No, sailors, we said shipbuilders.
Shipbuilders. Oh, sorry.
Shipbuilders, because they are going for a voyage. Yeah, very good. Perfect. Number 9, the monocle. Monocle. Who is using the monocle?
St. John.
And looking into St.
John.
John, looking into
Chalice.
chalice. Chalice. And what is coming out?
Snake.
Snake. Correct. And he says that he must write a book about that miracle. So he is a patron of whom?
Printers.
Writers and printers.
Writers and printers. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Number 10 is on the right side. So it is the Easter time. Yeah, 10. So it is the 0 is actually the Easter egg, the decorated Easter egg, and 1 is that willow stick. Yeah. Weavers, female weavers, dancing with
woodcutters.
Woodcutters, perfect. And who is there? Who is playing what?
So,
and his name is
Simon.
Simon. And he's playing shimmy. Yeah.
Shimmy.
Shimon. Yeah, Shimon, shimmy. Yeah, and 11, 2 sticks. Yeah, who is there? The poor boy.
Barnaby.
Correct. And he's sitting on the bar and having his snack wrapped in papyrus. Correct. And they want his snack probably. So they start to not only to use these whips, to beat him, but also throwing stones.
A knife.
No, throwing stones. Barnaby is with stones. They are throwing stones. They want his snack wrapped in papyrus. They are going after the snack. So Barnaby is a patron of whom? Coopers, making the barrels. Yeah. And the very last is Bartholomew. And he is reading from the Bible to whom? Tailors and shoemakers. Till midnight. They lost their temper and they take away from him his knife and they skin him
to death.
Yeah. So isn't it amazing what you have mastered? So do you know what you will do now? Now you are supposed to take a sheet of paper, and write down all 12 apostles, write whose patrons they are and what attributes they are holding in their hands. Next time, which is the June the 11th, I will ask you about it. Yeah. But you have to agree with me that the output of this technique is absolutely miraculous, amazing, because you not only know the order, the sequence of these apostles, but you also remember the attributes that they are holding in their hands, and you also remember whose patrons they are. So this is a lot of information that you have processed during this short time. And it is a difficult exercise, but you did so well. So my best congratulations. And I am looking forward to seeing you on June the 11th, which will be our last class before summer. So goodbye. Thank you for being with me today.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Dana.
Congratulate to your grandson.
Yeah, he was so good, and he's only 5.
So
He's absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Come here. Pojď se jim ukázat. Pojď.
Yeah.
A řekni hello.
Hello,
Hello.
darling.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Max.
My name is Max.
Oh, very good.
And I am 5.
I'm 5.
Wow,
Very good.
fantastic. Thank you. You were with us.
Very
Hello,
good,
Max.
Max.
Hello, Dana.
Bye-bye, Dana.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello. Okay, so I just close. Yeah, Dana went away, so I'm going to close. Bye-bye. It's Monique
Bye.
closing.